On air and online. Trending with Andrew Curtis.
Always hits so good, doesn't it? Welcome to Trending. It is 7 minutes after 9 on the 15th of August, and we are about to take a look at the news that you choose, or at least your searches have chosen. That's what the show's all about. We go through the headlines not from the point of view of maybe what your major local news services have decided you need to know, but rather what the Google searches reveal you actually went looking for. What did you go searching for? What terms were the most interesting? And then, of course, even New Zealand-wide and internationally, the stories that got clicked on the most. Always fascinating to understand the differences between what leads the nightly news and the things that, well, ordinary Kiwis are most interested in. That's what the show enables us to do. But it's not just that. For those of you who are listening via the radio, why don't you try something a little different? Head to rema.co.nz, click through on the Facebook or YouTube links. You can watch the show with me and producer Josh.
Good to be here once again. Good to be back in my very familiar seat. I will say it was a pleasure to host last week. And a moment that you did miss, Andrew, is, as you noted, that sting at the beginning.
Yep.
The bed that is currently playing starts with a lot of gusto. I forgot to let Nerida know. And she...
knocked her out of her seat?
Yeah, she jumped out of her skin, that's for sure. Hey, it is trending, as Andrew said. Do get in touch, either via texting 8168 with the keyword Rema if you are listening the traditional way. Or, of course, if you want to watch the stream, rema.co.nz, click on either the Facebook or YouTube links. And if you are watching, make sure to leave a comment below.
It's all about hearing your comments today. And so I should say, I wasn't sure if I should confess this or not, but I will, just so you know at the start of the show. I'm feeling slightly shaky today because I've got one of those doctor's checkups later on today. It's fine. It's not a big deal. But you know when they say, you can't eat and you can't have coffee and anything? So, I've been up since 5 o'clock this morning, unfed and uncaffeinated.
Uncaffeinated particularly. That's got to be tough.
Yeah. So if my mind wanders at some point, now you know. With that out of the way, let's go.
Trending with Andrew Curtis.
I must say I'm fairly inclined to believe that this could make actually one of the best trending episodes because of just a little bit of Andrew off the rails might be, you know, just quintessentially chef's kiss.
Do we need like a special follow-up series that's just called Andrew Off the Rails? It'll be like the blooper reel or something at the end of the year. So bundle it all together. It'll either make or break my career. But with that said, let's take a look at Google first up. In the top 25 searches this week, for those of you who use a little AI to get your work done on the sly, let's be honest, that's kind of everyone right now, isn't it? ChatGPT 5. That's what people were searching for. And it turns out even Sam Altman, the guy behind OpenAI, has been doing a bit of a press circuit too, maybe trying to assuage fears of AI taking over or helping people understand better uses of it.
Well, he's actually said, and as we've got on the headline in front of us now, which you can see on the stream if you are watching. If not, head to rema.co.nz and click on the Facebook or YouTube links. But apparently we're also, the majority of us, using ChatGPT wrong.
Wow. It's become mainstream when they put out this thing you've used your whole life, you're doing it wrong. It's like, tea bags, tying your shoes, cleaning the shower. There's a whole subgenre of you thought you knew how to use this, but you're doing it wrong. Now, ChatGPT, welcome to the family.
Well, I'm inclined to listen to what Sam Altman has to say if he's the one saying we're using it wrong. And so ChatGPT 5, as I understand it, a more advanced model.
So more advanced than ChatGPT 4?
I know.
But not as advanced as ChatGPT 6 will be?
Most likely,
Yeah,
yes.
probably, yeah. All right.
But what happens is for a lot of the common searches or basically uses of ChatGPT, the model doesn't have to think, quotation marks, because of course it's not actually thinking, not actually sentient. Please, Lord.
Right? You're not sentient, are you? No, I am not thinking.
No,
are you just telling me
thinking. So if your answer basically comes immediately, it shows that you are misusing the software.
Oh.
When it then has to actually go processing or thinking, I can't remember exactly what it says, but that shows that the model itself is actually being engaged to its fullest potential, as it were. At least this is what Sam is saying.
I think I get where this is going because I've found that it makes a really good alternative to Google.
Yes.
If you just need info about something somewhere, you can bang that into ChatGPT or I love using the Twitter one, Grok. That's pretty handy as well. But if it is just finding info for you, I can see how it's just relaying info from somewhere else, as opposed to, I don't know, how would you solve peace in the Middle East? Go.
Well, yeah, the conversation is, though, I mean, as you say, that's a very brief prompt. And the idea is that actually, and maybe this is a positive because it does engage us, the user, much more than going, make this thing for me and you do all the work.
Sure.
The better your prompt, the more detailed, the more specific you are. I mean, it's common sense, really, but the better the outcome you are actually going to get from ChatGPT.
Well, it's the same as Google, though, isn't it? And the cursed phrase, do your research.
Yes, I mean, couldn't agree more. By the way, a lot of people now clicking through on the stream can see you watching. If you've got an opinion on this story, one of the most trending stories over the week is the release of ChatGPT 5. Any thoughts, any opinions, get in touch by leaving a comment below. Or, of course, if you're listening and you want to text on through 8168 with the keyword REMA.
Yeah, what do you use it for? What do you use it for the most right now? I've seen a lot of people in particular use it for writing delicately worded emails. Seems to be one of the most popular uses.
I've just used it recently I'm house hunting.
Yeah.
Off the back of, it's not because you found a house I thought, I guess I have to.
These things happen in clusters. It's like, when you go to a wedding and suddenly all your mates are engaged at the same time. Same vibe.
So we're house hunting and sending emails to very professional people.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Just how to word that well and not get yourself in hot water and give away too much information, not say, maybe not show how desperate you may find yourself.
It's like, tell them that I'm interested, but don't make me look too interested. But don't also let them ignore my email, but then make it really good. But don't make it look like I'm trying really hard. We actually busted a lawyer sending us ChatGPT messages in our house buying process. So it was actually a friend of ours who pointed it out. And then once she said it, we went, oh my gosh, you're so right. That there'd been some backwards and forwards between our lawyer and their lawyer and blah, blah, blah about stuff they have to do around the house. Like you got to paint this thing properly and move this thing over here or whatever. But the response that came back when she saw it, she was like, that is a ChatGPT reply. I get these kind of emails all the time. I send these kind of things. That is a ChatGPT. I was like, a lawyer sending you. I can understand me sending a lawyer a ChatGPT message.
I was about to say that. Like, it feels okay for me, the layman, to be engaging with you, the professional.
Yeah.
And use ChatGPT, but it doesn't feel okay the other way around.
Exactly. Maybe that means we're going to get discounts on lawyer fees now, right? Like they can save time. Yeah.
Well, we just use ChatGPT as our lawyer, right?
Yeah, touche.
Trending with Andrew Curtis.
Let's continue to look then at the trending news stories from the week that was. We're actually going to go back down the list a little bit here because, well, we didn't want to start with an entertainment story. But at number 25, are you a fan, Josh Beatty, of the Alien movie franchise?
I can't really say that I am, if I'm being honest.
I would appreciate you being honest.
I'm being honest. I'm not that I dislike it.
Yeah.
Just never really engaged with it that much.
Can I just say, this is a complete tangent already, I really want to encourage the use of the I have no strong feelings about that matter response.
I have no strong feelings about that matter, Andrew.
But, there seems to be a tension or maybe a pressure to express strong feelings about stuff all the time. Issues coming at you all the time. And if you don't know, just a very strong, to be honest, no strong feelings either way. Take it or leave it.
I feel like when you sit as a radio announcer, quote unquote, in this seat with this microphone in front of you, you do suddenly feel that pressure even more so when somebody says, what do you think about this? And you're like, okay, everybody's listening. I don't care.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like an adequate response.
Well, when the mics aren't on, though, when I'm not doing it for money.
True.
Actually sounds very crass to say it like that, but I mean, I kind of am. Are we not all kind of in some way? All to say, this next story has nothing to do with that, but Alien Earth. Alien Earth is a new Alien series, not so much an Alien movie, but an Alien series based on, of course, the original Alien film. Came out in 1979 with Sigourney Weaver and then launched far too many follow-ups.
Far too many, some would say.
Got a little bit too abstract as well. Some of the more recent ones with Michael Fassbender.
I don't know. I'm not really engaged. I would say that this is a prequel.
Yeah.
The TV show. It's not a sequel. It's not a follow-up after the original. It's actually dated beforehand.
Yeah, kind of weird though that this whole thing, the movies then were a surprise to people because if this technically happened before all that happened, then...
It's suffering from Star Wars prequelitis.
And that is a terrible illness. prequelitis of any sort is not great.
Particularly, made famous or infamous by the Star Wars franchise, I would say. By the way, what you think, do leave a comment below, 8168 with the keyword life. You can text, or of course, if you're watching the stream, get in touch. A few people are watching at the moment, though. It seems you're all hiding in the weeds going, oh, what's going on? What's going on?
What's going on? Is it an alien? It's going to eat my face and stuff. Apparently, it delivers scares and thrills. That's what, or at least the NPR have said, which, by the way, you won't be able to use as a source for very much longer. Apparently, Donald Trump's pulled his funding for the NPR. Similar to Radio New Zealand.
I did think, by the way, tangent again, we surprisingly don't have any Donald Trump stories. And I thought we were going to get through a whole episode of trending without mentioning
no
the man
thing?
himself, but you can't escape it.
No, in him we live and move and have our being. Oh, wait, that's somebody else. If you know the answer to that, text it through as well. Alien series then. I've seen mixed reviews on this as well. Some online reviewers say the first episode started really strong and then it starts getting a little bit sketchy. So, I don't know. I'm not massively motivated to go see it, or, maybe commit some time at home to Netflix it or wherever the heck you watch it right now.
I think it's Hulu.
Too many streaming services. That's the problem. Back in my day.
Trending with Andrew Curtis.
Let's move on from a series that none of us are going to watch to something else entirely different and unprecedented. Councils are out of control, Josh. They are out of control. And on stuff.co.nz, people love council news.
Well, we have often said that Stuff, when we take a look at it on trending, is the place where we go for your human interest stories. Those who engage on Stuff, when they click through, they're really engaging with something that might impact them directly.
It's kind of the duality of man every time you go to stuff.co.nz, because you get something about like Auckland Council, followed by like some new celebrity weight loss trend, followed by some new movie thing you should watch, then what's going on in Israel and Palestine. And they'll all just run like back to back to back to back.
For example, last week, while you were away, one of the top trending stories, particularly on Stuff, was a resident who was reserving a car park on the road with their own road cone to keep others parking in their space, even though it was by no means at all their space. Everybody loved clicking on that story, wanted to know more.
I bet they would. Maybe try to find out where they get their own cone from.
Yeah.
Some people just want to share in the shared indignance of everybody else. And then a certain percentage being like, you might be a genius. Let's see what's going on there with Stuff. Unprecedented. Council wants to ban access to spectacular coastline. This is how they talked about it.
It's rugged, remote, and some say one of the most spectacular coastlines in New Zealand. But a South Wairarapa District Council plan could soon slam the gate on public access to a remote stretch of coastline near Cape Palliser, not just for vehicles, but for walkers, cyclists, surfers, and fishers. The council says it's about protecting fragile land from damage and stopping illegal camping. But critics say the move is heavy-handed and could even be illegal, with the paper road having the same access rights as any other public road in the country. Opponents say the same aims could be achieved by banning vehicles, a compromise that would allow walkers and cyclists to access an area known for its natural beauty, hunting, fishing, and surf breaks. The council is calling for submissions, and the backlash is roaring in like the tide.
What a triumph of stock footage that was.
You can only see, if you're watching the stream, by the way, rima.co.nz, or of course, make sure to click on the YouTube or Facebook links.
Yeah. I mean, okay, I can see why it might be newsworthy on one sense, but yes, to watch that clip was just to be treated to a selection of some of the more surreal stock photo images that they must have had in their back catalogue. I can only imagine my favorites in that one were the orange plastic. What do you call that stuff? It's like
it's a mesh. Yep. It's usually used by road workers to cordon off an area if you've not got enough cones, which how on earth do you not have enough cones? Because, well, we've got enough here in Auckland, so take some of ours.
Yeah. Well, maybe someone was stealing them to put on the road in front of their house. But that was a feature of this video. If you were unable to view it yourself, it was just, hey, here's a pensive shot of our beautiful rugged coastline through the mesh of some kind of road workers.
It was a metaphor, wasn't it, though?
Oh, that's a great point.
Cinematography.
What do you think it's trying to say?
Oh, it's the divide between the attainable and the unattainable.
I think it's the intrusion of the industrial world.
Yes, yeah.
Breaking into our pristine modern habitat, and
Yes.
the battle to convince people that we know what we're talking about right
The
now.
identity. And I read this. I'm having flashbacks to high school and particularly
man.
drama exams.
Oh, for sure.
Oh man.
What did the filmmaker mean when they said the sky is blue? I think he meant the sky is blue. It's like, no, what he was saying was. Anyway, coastline stuff and things. Number two for a piece of Wairarapa Council land. Is it a good time to admit that I don't know where Cape Palliser is?
Yeah. I mean, how could you not, Andrew Ducks?
Right? I'm sorry?
Mate.
I feel we've built up enough trust right now where I can
Yeah.
admit my limitations.
I definitely know, though.
Yeah.
I'm
If you could
with
just-
you listening and watching
Yeah.
right now. Okay, I can't believe Andrew.
Indignant about not knowing this, but nevertheless, that story. Number two, would you believe it? Number two, a bunch of dodgy drone footage and shots of road workers retraining fences, and somehow number two news story on stuff.co.nz. Go figure.
Trending with Andrew Curtis.
This one, though, does not shock me even in the slightest. Wondered if it might get a little higher than the number 10 position, but she's one of our faves. She's news bait, is what she is. Chloe Swarbrick. God bless you.
Yep, recently kicked out of Parliament, not once, but twice. Was there a thrice?
That's a good point. I haven't heard the update of whether or not she tried to hand at it all again. So this is because of an explosive speech. At least that's what Australia had to say about it. I thought this was fascinating. Australia covering our politicians and getting their takes on things. So before we say too much more about it, we will provide a bit of context here. This is the speech, a couple of minutes of Chloe Swarbrick lambasting the government over their response to the Israel-Palestine conflict.
My question for this place is, what the hell is the point of our jobs?
Ooh, Chloe.
Because so far all I have heard from contributions is the blame game. New Zealanders, Mr. Speaker, the world, Mr. Speaker, deserves so much better than that.
Can we just address how weird it is, by the way, that their speeches are always addressed at the speaker?
Mr. Speaker.
It's like me having an issue with Josh, and then there's being somebody else in the room over here. Let's pick a person, Nerida, considering she was here last week. It's like, Nerida, I would ask you that Josh do something differently from now on, because in my conversations with Josh, he's really disappointed me. He's not measuring up, Nerida, so please tell Josh to sort his stuff out.
Well, look, sometimes children need an adult, supposedly, in the room.
Yeah, good luck finding that in Parliament.
Yeah.
We hear from members of the government and from the Prime Minister in response to our questions today that this is all just a matter of strongly held views, apparently on both sides. But, Mr. Speaker, genocide is a fact, not a feeling.
Can we also address the fact that Parliament never has anyone in it? If you're watching this on the stream right now, I'd encourage you to check it out. We are playing the speech that Chloe delivered from Parliament House. Well, not Parliament. Is it Parliament House? I suppose it is called that, isn't it? Anyway, the number of empty chairs. What are these people doing? What are these people doing? Isn't this their job?
Getting write-offs, I think.
Yeah, maybe.
This government is willing so far to seemingly only recognise one of the two states and the two-state solution that is supposedly arguing for. Yet it is not willing to apply the same rationale with regard to terroristic violence, the likes of the genocidal campaign which Israel and the IDF is currently raining down on the Palestinian people. Mr. Speaker, it utterly beggars belief. Human rights should not be conditional. We don't get human rights because somebody else decides that we are worthy, but we get them because we are human. The best way to lose your own human rights is to care about them only when it impacts and affects you. But, Mr. Speaker, we have so much further to go than merely recognising the statehood of
Again, how many empty seats in that shot? Just for those of you who are watching along on the stream, there are, I would say it's a 2-to-1 ratio of empty seats to people actually sitting in their chairs.
It does undercut the passion of the speech ever so slightly to see it being announced to an empty room.
Palestine, as we should have done 76 years ago. We can and we must uphold the Genocide Convention, which means doing everything that we can to prevent a genocide before it occurs. So, Mr. Speaker, I will reiterate my call for the government to pick up our unlawful occupation of Palestine sanctions bill and to sanction Israel for its war crimes. If we find 6 of 68 government MPs with a spine, we can stand on the right side of history.
That is completely unacceptable to make that statement. Withdraw it and apologise.
No.
Then leave the House for the rest of the week.
Happily.
So that was it. That was the moment. If you hadn't actually seen that yourself, would you have thought there was a little bit more to this whole drama? Chloe Swarbrick kicked out of the house, explosive speeches to nobody in the room. And then she said they needed to get a spine. She didn't actually call them spineless. I mean, I suppose technically it's, implied, but whatever. That gets you kicked out. Look, as you will well know, if you watch the show for a while, I find the whole theatre of it all a bit farcical. In this case, I'm on Chloe's team. I thought that was a bit silly. To get kicked out for an entire week for saying that you don't think the government has the spine to do what's important. Surely. This is just, posturing, isn't it? The whole thing's so just ridiculous. The situation where you've got people having to deliver the message for the government to the guy sitting at the front of the room, and then it's like, but you can't call people spy. That's ridiculous. This weird tradition we've got where nobody sits in the room and you shout at everybody even though there's no one here, that's completely fine. But saying somebody needs a spine, won't stand for that.
What do you reckon, though? Hey, what do you reckon about the Speaker's decision to boot Chloe from Parliament? Get in touch, 8168 with the keyword life. Was it warranted? Was it not? Was it too extreme? Or, of course, if you are watching the stream, get in touch by commenting below. You can find that at rema.co.nz and click on either the Facebook or YouTube links. But what do you reckon about that decision to boot Chloe from Parliament? Because it's interesting, Andrew, you have not always been on Chloe's side.
No, that's true. No, I'm often fairly critical of, I think the Green Party in general are very good at identifying problems. I don't think their solutions are always so great. But it is, the Green Party's had some issues over the last little while in terms of the behaviour of its own MPs and all this kind of carry on. It all just feels a bit performative. That's true across the board, by the way. That's often been my complaint about so much of the stuff. But I just think, especially to say it's for a week, like if you really want to be careful about people not calling each other names, if you do look through the transcripts of parliamentary history, it's kind of pathetic. It's kind of pathetic what goes on in that room, and yet these are our elected representatives. To then suddenly draw the line, take umbrage at saying people need a spine as though that is some great transgression, I struggle.
Yep. And then, of course, she did return the following day and was booted again. This is number 10 in terms of the trending stories over the week that was. Taking a look at Google, a lot of people here in New Zealand Googling Chloe Swarbrick to find out more about what happened. What do you reckon about the whole affair? What do you reckon about the decision? Was it warranted? Was it not? Get in touch, 8168 with the keyword life, or leave a comment below if you're watching on the stream. Yeah, a lot of people interested to see also what will happen next.
Yeah, here's the second episode of this drama, because, all good dramas get renewed for a second season. So this is what happened when she tried to walk back into Parliament.
I invite Chloe Swarbrick to withdraw and apologise for an offensive comment made in the House yesterday.
I won't be doing that, Mr. Speaker.
Then the member will leave the House. No, the member will leave the House. Sorry, there's not a point of order at this point. The member refusing to leave the House. I therefore name Chloe Swarbrick. The question is that Chloe Swarbrick, Chloe Swarbrick be named. Those in favour will say aye. Aye. The contrary? No. The ayes have it. The party vote is called for.
New Zealand National.
49 votes in favour.
New Zealand Labour.
34 votes opposed.
Green Party of Aotearoa, New Zealand.
15 votes opposed.
ACT New Zealand.
11 votes in favour.
New Zealand First.
8 votes in favour.
Te Pāti Māori.
5 votes opposed.
Someone's frantically doing math in the background.
The ayes are 68, the 54, the noes are 54. The motion is agreed.
Ooh, she's been named. She's been named. This is what I mean about the ridiculousness of all this stuff. Oh, you've been didn't you get told you shouldn't call people names?
Don't you know your own name?
Don't you know your own name? What is this? What is this nonsense? It's like, well, if you're not going to leave, I'm going to name you, and then you'll be anyway. It just feels like a very disingenuous way of talking about what was really the cause of this whole thing in the first place, which is the ongoing conflict in Israel and Gaza, which I think makes most of us uncomfortable, even if we do have preferences to which side we think is more hard done by than the other. It's just theatre. Again, it is just theatre. So she's been ejected multiple times now. Is there anything more to say about this?
I wonder there's a lot more to say about this if we so chose.
Right, fair.
If we, however, just look at what has happened, it's like a circle, right?
Yeah.
Nothing's been achieved.
No.
And so as you talk about the theatre and the sort of farcical nature, are we only participating in the circle going round and round and round the more we talk about it, or is there any actual good to be done by even us just,
Are we part of the problem, Josh? Is that our problem right now for talking about well, let's move on then before we spin this wheel any further.
Trending with Andrew Curtis.
Taking a look at another local news service, this time around heading to the spin-off, which is always an interesting combination of culture news and current affairs and so on and so forth. But there was a heading in particular that caught my eye. It was the number 2 on the spin-off, the second most popular story on the spinoff.co.nz. And this time around, it was all the celebrities running in local elections around the country this year. Now, naturally, when you see a headline like that, you go, oh, celebrities are running. Interesting. It turns out there's a bit of backstory to this and where these celebrities might have come from.
Yeah, here.
Well, they were celebrities from other fields.
Oh, I see. They're not really initial politicians.
Yeah, they're just like, I don't know, are they, I don't want to be unkind, are they just like failed musos and painters and artists and stuff? And then
Look, let's go through the list and see what we find.
Okay, tell you what, challenge for you guys watching, listening today. You can either text through 8168, first word Rima, and we just want to get a count from you of how many of these people you've even heard of. These are local celebrities. It says so right here on the headline. We're showing you live on the stream, not making it up. All the celebrities running in local elections. Have we heard of any of these people?
Any at all.
Any at all. You can also throw your comments in the chat if you want.
8168 with the keyword Rima. That's how you text on through, or the chat, as Andrew mentioned, is just below if you're watching the stream. If you're looking for the stream, rima.co.nz, click on either YouTube or Facebook.
All righty, let's take a look at this one then. First big name. And the Champagne Lady, Batley Burton. That's a weak start, is what that is. And would you want to be?
I'm sure she's a lovely lady.
I'm sure she is. If you were known as the champagne guy, the whiskey guy, the beer guy, is that like?
I go for the whiskey guy.
The whiskey guy
over the champagne guy.
Yeah. Text us now. What's your preferred alcoholic label? Moving then now to Jermaine Ross, famous for
Look, I would say.
Yeah.
Didn't know his name.
Okay.
But of course, I am able to view his picture. If you want to see it yourself, head to the stream, rima.co.nz. I've seen him before.
That's something.
Yeah. The champagne lady, complete like nothing.
I feel like I've really
seen this guy
missed out on a subgenre or two with the champagne lady. Like if you can call yourself that, then clearly maybe there's an assumption that people saw you with champagne enough that you earned this title, a champagne lady. There's like a legacy behind the name. I've just never heard of this person before, let alone their honorific. Jermaine Ross apparently has been on 7 Days before. And have you been paying attention? So might just be an emerging comedian or something like that.
I think it is a thing. He's not emerging. He's pretty...
He's emerged?
He's emerged.
He's fully formed? Okay. Number 3. Oh, thank goodness. Oscar Kitely.
Legend.
Oscar Kitely is a legend. There's my one. There's my 1 point scored so far. One out of three.
Yep.
1 out of 3 celebrities in the country. These, by the way, are the celebrities running for local office. And according to the spin-off, this was the second most popular news story in the country. So, Michael Organ.
Yep. Cool.
Michael Organ. Michael Organ. Michael Organ.
Oh,
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
still no idea.
Right. Pennywise? What? Isn't that the clown from the It movies?
I'm guessing not the original clown.
You would hope not.
Or not
this
the
is
remake.
This is spelled with a Z though. So instead of isn't Pennywise spelled with an S?
No, I don't know.
Come on, man. All right, that's not going to work. Teal Mo. This is not.
It's not going well.
It's not going well.
It's not our greatest.
No, these are not. These are celebrities, everyone. So we want to know your score so far. I'm just sitting on the one for the Oscar Kitely thus far.
You and me both, mate.
What about Will Hall? Good old Will Hall.
Oh.
You know, from the thing he was involved with.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I
because of
loved.
it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, you couldn't get away.
Oh, enough said about that, really, isn't it? Yeah. Mandy Mayhem. Oh, this is okay. I can't even do this.
I mean, though, hold on. What a name.
That's true.
In politics, Mrs. Mayhem.
Yeah, Mrs. Mayhem. Great point. Finally, found another name that I have heard of before, and I feel like our listeners will be aware of. Suzanne Prentice. She might be a little before your time, young man, but she had performed with Dolly Parton.
I recognize her.
Johnny Cash, legendary New Zealand singer, but she's also seeking to, what's she running for anyway? Invercargill local politics, Invercargill Licensing Trust. There you go.
I mean, Andrew, we literally spoke before we were live with the listening audience on the stream in the pre-show that when local body politics are happening and I don't know about them, I think that's when they're running smoothly.
That's when they're doing their best job.
And yeah, it's good to engage, especially with your local body and, you know, to be participating in politics.
I love how you're saying that with no conviction at all. I just love the words falling out of your mouth and you're like, yeah, it's really great that you should all do it.
Yeah. But especially in a region that I do not live in.
Damn right.
Could not care less.
See, this is though making me think I should get more involved in local politics because looking at this list of people right now and thinking that these could be the ones making key decisions in your community. Are you slightly terrified now?
Well, look, I mean, you're a minor celebrity, what, maybe like a K grade?
K grade, yeah, exactly. Working my way up the alphabet.
This is our destiny, Andrew.
I like to think of myself as R grade. You know,
I think we're going to have to find ourselves in local politics.
What should the party be called? Send through your suggestions. 8168 with the first word, Rima.
Trending with Andrew Curtis.
Oh, I can't imagine anything worse in the world. Can you imagine? Do you feel like you've failed as a parent when your kid comes up to you and says, Mum, Dad, when I get older, I want to get a job in the Invercargill Licensing Trust? Like, does anyone's...
You got to dream bigger, Timmy.
Yeah. You know your plans have not worked out when you are falling back.
You've got to go back and review where you went wrong.
Oh, man. I mean, nobody wants that work. Surely. Do people just take it because it's easy money? This is my cynical take on this. I mean, getting elected is the hard part, but because so few people actually want to, jump in and do this work.
What about this?
Okay.
And this is actually, a bit of a Christian perspective here, or a thought here.
All right. Well, it's unfamiliar territory, but we'll give it a go.
I know. Okay, so a vocation and, working, it's biblical. Doing good work and choosing your career certainly aligns in a 2025 context in that regard.
Yep.
A friend of mine, Christian, chose his job to be the most lucrative that it could. Doesn't really go, this gives me joy, doesn't really love it by any means.
Yeah.
But what it affords him is the ability to to retire early, take care of his son.
Yep.
And to, when he is outside of work, that's really all he's focused on. His job is not something that he is looking for to provide him passion, to provide him meaning in life. It is simply to attain finances to then, when he is outside of work, live well.
Okay, this is going to get way more profound than I had anticipated today, but I do have a spicy hot take on this one.
Ooh.
The idea that your work needs to be this deeply profound and inspirational thing is one of the most bougie modern contrivances we've come up with. Or rather, it is a luxury because it is great. I'm not saying if you can get a job that you love doing, that's awesome. Do you think when Moses was tending sheep out the back of who knows where, he was like, wow, but this is not really fulfilling. This is my life's call. Like, for most of human history, you just didn't have a choice. It wasn't like you could be, well, my dad was a blacksmith and his dad was a blacksmith, so I think I'm going to become a performance artist. It's not going to happen. I think I might become a lawyer. Maybe if you could read in your village, you'd done pretty well. So this idea that your work has to be, deeply, profoundly meaningful. I think that there is something profoundly meaningful in doing something for the sake of your family. I think what got people through doing hideous jobs throughout all of history was exactly what your mate is doing. The fact that he had something more than just his work. His work was not supposed to be this great repository of meaning in his life. It was just a thing that he did to keep his family alive. And what kind of a fool would make that the main reason for being alive? We can't help ourselves. In 2025, we're looking for a reason. We're looking for something. Our lives are amazingly cushy compared to 99.9% of human history. And so instead, we look for something else. What's it going to be? Is it going to be my family? Is it going to be my fitness? Is it going to be how I look? Is it going to be my job? Whatever it might be. Now, as Christians, I think too, it's important to acknowledge that as much as we know the truth of what our life should be built on, there's a difference between what we say we believe and what our actions reveal we really believe. And so we're always going to find that tension. If you can find a job that you love, awesome. Love it. That's fine. But if you've got something other than that is the main source of joy for you, fine. It's fine. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Life is like a sandpit. It's not a blueprint, right? A blueprint has to all fit together one way or the whole thing's broken. A sandpit is, here are the boundaries, go for your life. So if that means getting involved in local body politics for you, then I suppose that's fine.
Trending with Andrew Curtis.
Let's continue to march through our headlines for the day and the other top terms in this country. Lotto Powerball winner. This was number 2 in the country over the last week. Hardly surprising, $20 million up for grabs. $20 million, Josh.
Well, that is potentially why it was, I think most likely why it was trending. Did I win?
And no, I did not. I didn't buy a ticket. Have you ever bought a lotto ticket?
No. I haven't. Should I have? I'm getting
I just sort of leave it sitting there awkwardly just to see kind of what other truth came out. The power of silence, everyone, is a negotiating tactic. Very, very powerful. It's right, I believe you.
You know why it's very powerful?
Why is that?
Because we are currently hosting a radio show. And if you keep silent, an alarm literally goes off. There's literally a safety mechanism in place that will, if we don't talk for too long.
Some emergency Hillsong breaks out and you're like, what's going on? Yeah, we've been too quiet for too long. So it's not even us. If you're wondering why we have such verbal diarrhea all the time. We're just terrified of this alarm going off.
Andrew, let's be honest, we have verbal diarrhea,
well, that is
even
true,
if we are in the studio.
Both things can be true at once. All right, there can be two truths at the same time. $20.25 million, though. Christchurch couple. I should say, by the way, I haven't bought a lotto ticket either. I can't see the value in it. Like, the chances of winning, very, very low.
Do you think there's much to the fact that, so Auckland makes up the large majority of the population.
Yes.
However, does not win the majority of the time when it comes to lotto.
I haven't actually done some kind of statistical breakdown into the regions that have won the most lottos.
I just found this out recently. I don't know the breakdown off the top of my head either. That was just a piece of information that came across my feed, as it were, and I was like, interesting.
Well, I mean, technically it should be, about a third?
Yeah.
About a third should come from Auckland or something like that?
Doesn't.
Unbelievable.
Quite a lot less.
We need some kind of affirmative action. That's what's going on.
How dare we?
Poor Aucklanders are missing out on their lotto winnings because people in Christchurch are winning $20.25 million.
Move to Christchurch. More for housing prices than for lotto winnings.
What would you do, though? This is always the fun of this kind of thing. What would you do if you won that? $20.25 million. Would you tell anybody? That's the real question.
Well, probably have to tell my wife.
Well, yeah, assuming, okay. I mean, yes, correct. That was a test.
She's watching. Yeah. She's listening. He passed.
Baby,
he passed.
All right, $20 million, you better. But would you tell anybody? I wouldn't. Ain't no way.
I would like, here's the thing. I'd like to say I wouldn't.
Right.
I know of my personality. That is not the case. I am quite, I'm very bad at keeping secrets.
Right, I see. So for you, it's just a matter of you may as well tell everybody. I feel like
you would look at me like a little bit like something's going on. I'd be like, okay, here's the beans. Like that'd all be spilled.
Yeah, you'd be like head to toe designer gears or something. Would you pay? I'd pay off my my brother and sister-in-law's mortgage and stuff like that. Like those sorts of things. But I'd try and do it anonymously. Like you just go through the bank stuff.
Can you do that anonymously though?
Surely. Can you not? Could you just go through some other charity or something like that and then just be like, do it something in a way that makes them really scared? Like you do it through like the Make-A-Wish Foundation. It'd be like somebody has paid off your money. What do you know that I don't? Like this is the greatest and scariest day of my life at the same time.
Trending with Andrew Curtis.
And now we continue to march through the search terms over the last week, and one person reigns supreme. Top of the pile by a long way. She cannot be resisted, ladies and gentlemen. Number one in your Google searches, Taylor Jane Esmeralda Swift.
Not many people, only Swifties know, her true name like you, Andrew.
Exactly. Other people would say it's Allison.
Yeah.
As her middle name. But they would be incorrect about this. But because we lack sufficient knowledge to speak on this ourselves, we decided to co-opt a resident Taylor Swift expert. So she's going to be joining us in just a few moments. But Taylor has announced, well, actually, you know what? I'm going to let her announce it. This is when Taylor appeared on the podcast of her boyfriend and his brother, which, by the way, what even is that sentence? Like, what is going on in the world? Let's see what Taylor had to say and why everybody's talking about her.
Let's get to the part of this show that I think is what everybody is going to be talking about.
Do I get to say it? Do I get to say? I get to say the two words. Yes.
Well, I think we were going to try and.
This is
First
what
of all, you can do whatever you want, Taylor. We're not
Get to the point, man.
This is very much
I
whatever.
work within the framework of the podcast. I'm a fan of the podcast.
Typically, we would allow the guest to say new news.
Yeah, I want to do it.
But with Zach Brown, we had another.
I'm dying here. Come on.
That we did. I don't know if you saw.
I don't know if we can get
harmonized.
back to this. I forgot everything that Zach taught me already.
All right, let's just let the expert take care of this.
Okay, I wanted to scream it.
Taylor,
just Travis style. Do you want me to start it or echo it?
I think Taylor has a little bit of new news.
Yay! She's a natural. She's a natural.
It was as fun as I thought it was going to be. Oh, it was everything. It was everything and more.
We did talk about Easter eggs earlier.
Yeah. Oh, for goodness sake. She's released an album. Goodness me. I can only take so much of that. But joining us because she can take Taylor Swift all day long is Eloise from Live FM. Welcome to Trending.
Hello.
So let's talk about this thing, right? Taylor's released a new album. How excited are we? Scale of 1 to 1,000.
Okay, first of all, she's not released the album yet.
Wow,
that comes out.
You moron.
That was the announcement, all
The
right?
announcement of the announcement that's about to come when she announces it's been released.
Well, yeah, so the release date is October 3rd. Now, there's obviously a lot. There's a lot I could talk about here, but I'm going to try and be concise, which is sort of hard.
Well, it's not what this show's about. You can really just go for it. Like, we're not really bound by the same rules.
It doesn't wrap up at 10?
Heck no. We just kind of sprawl out to the rest of the morning. It's fine.
Okay, so basically Taylor Swift, pretty big artist, right?
True.
She did her Eras tour, which lasted over a year. So it started, I think must have been March 2023, wrapped up December last year.
Didn't it make more money than like the New Zealand GDP or something? It was insane.
It was pretty insane. But I was so close to going, honestly. I was so close. I did sit and try and get tickets for the whole day, and we got close a few times, and then you got into the website and there's too many people on there, and so it lags and then you time out.
Heartbreak.
Yeah.
Heartbreak.
I'm still really sad about that, but it's fine. I've
That's
moved
okay.
on.
It's fine. It's fine.
So last year in April, she released her most recent album, which is the Tortured Poets Department. And everyone was, wondering when she was going to, I guess, redo her other two albums that she hadn't touched yet, because she obviously redid a couple albums, right?
Wait. When you say obviously, for those who don't consider this obvious and are not maybe in the Taylor Swift universe.
This is why you're here, Eloise.
Okay.
Because
So
I know
what I know.
me and Andrew are massive Swifties, but just like imagine we're really dumb and we don't know anything about this. Just imagine.
So what's this remaking thing about then?
Okay, so basically, when Taylor Swift first started making music, right, she signed up to a record label, as most artists do.
Sure.
She didn't own her music. So she did own like the publishing side of it, if that makes sense, but she didn't own She didn't own the music, the original music.
Oh, so this is where they've written a song and it belongs to the record label or something.
Yes.
So she's sort of owns it, but not really, and then she can't do whatever she wants with it.
Yeah, and basically there was a whole thing. The record label, they were like selling her music. She wanted to buy it, but they wouldn't let her for some reason. There's like a whole thing we could go on and about it, but we won't. We'll move on. So she decided, well, because she does have publishing rights, so she thought, let me just redo these songs and add a few more new songs that didn't make the album initially, and my fans will listen to it, and they did.
Okay, so this is basically kind of old music, but then with a few extra things thrown in, and that's what she's going to be releasing.
That's what, not this new album that's coming out October.
Again, you idiot.
So
this is what she's done, right? For most of her previous albums.
Gotcha.
The only two she didn't get to was Reputation.
Yeah.
As well as Debut, which was her very first album.
Wow.
And people were trying to figure out when she was going to release Reputation. And, you know, Reputation, the imagery, it's a snake. There's a whole thing about it. And this year is the year of the snake. So people thought maybe this year. That didn't happen. Anyway, back in May this year, she actually bought her old albums.
Her whole catalogue, didn't she?
She bought that, right? So when she bought that and posted about it, she said, I have been trying to record Reputation. Every time I went to do it, I couldn't. So basically saying there is no Reputation album coming.
Can I just say, I love what passion sounds like when somebody's talking about something. Like, to look at your face light up on this one is just to know we're speaking to the right person.
Look, I do the night show on Life FM. The only thing that was going to get me to work this early was a chance to talk about Taylor Swift to people who listen.
That's the best.
Sharon, who does the day show on Life FM, I get her here today.
Wow.
And I was like, where are you? She's like, why are you
talking
here
about
so
Tay-Tay.
early? Yeah, so
it's the most important reason.
The reason why this whole thing is such a big deal is because for ages, right, she wrapped up Eras Tour December last year. This whole year, she's not released new music or anything.
Yep.
People are like, what's happening? What's up?
She's going to football games, obviously.
Obviously, she should have some time to chill after a massive tour like that.
Yep.
But yeah, everyone was just wondering what's going on. So when things started happening on her Instagram, on her socials, and they basically, the caption was "See you next era," everyone lost their minds, and by everyone I mean Swifties.
Well, but that is a fair portion of the population, though. So all right. So for then the parents and friends of those who are hardcore Swifties, how do they need to brace themselves and prepare for the coming weeks and months? With this stuff on the way?
I'm sure people who are Swifties have already listened to the podcast episode. It's really long, by the way. It's about, I think it's like 2 hours long.
Well, it took them so long to not even get to the point now. I couldn't take it anymore.
But the best part, I feel, as a bit of a Taylor Swift fan, and you must know that she was my very first concert ever.
Oh,
okay?
how cool.
I was like 19. I went and saw Speak Now at Spark Arena, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
Honestly, and that was like my first concert experience, and wow.
Yeah.
And it's so wild that, she was playing at Spark Arena like that many years ago, and that's like a relatively small place to what she now plays and performs at, right? Like massive stadiums. Like New Zealand wasn't really big enough for her to come over here.
My brother was once a massive Taylor Swift fan to the point where...
once?
Well, I don't know if he's on the same level now. Now that he's married with children, I think he's got other distractions. But he went to multiple Taylor Swift concerts when she was here last time around.
Yeah.
So I can understand how she kind of captivates her audience. And I mean, say what you like about those who are into her music or otherwise. Phenomenally successful, really resonates with a lot of people, and clearly still sparks a lot of passion for you, Eloise.
Yeah, definitely. Honestly, it was just really cool to see her, I guess, just talk, and it was basically like unfiltered. You get to see her relationship, which you never see, because obviously like there's media photos of them, but you don't really see how they are, but you get to actually see that in the podcast.
Yeah.
And it was just so different to like, I guess, any interview with her, because you just, I don't know, you just felt like you're just watching and you're just with your friends.
Just a family chat.
Honestly, yeah. So there's only 12 songs on this album, which is her 12th album. And yeah, it comes out on the 3rd of October.
And if you want to watch that podcast before then, just head to New Heights New Heights is the podcast. Shouldn't be too hard to find, just quietly.
I know.
Apparently, 12 million people have already viewed it. So
I hope, by the way, that, because they stream, right? Because they
Naturally.
go live. We are highlighting them, and so I think they should probably also return the favor and
it's only fair.
promote trending.
Naturally.
Obviously. Yeah.
Nice. Hey, Eloise, thank you for providing a bit of insight into Swiftyville for us.
You're wrapping me up already now.
Well, wrapping everybody up. We've only got about 30 seconds or so to go today. So just want to say a massive thank you to everybody who's been a part of the show today, shared your thoughts with us. I did see, by the way, a text had come through regarding one of our other favourites in this country.
Robert Muldoon,
and Chloe Swarbrick. Rachel said Chloe Swarbrick is disgusting. So there, for what she said about Israel, she'd be kicked out of Parliament and sent to Gaza to join Hamas. Woo! Shots fired. Nice one, Rachel.
Well, there would be shots fired, wouldn't there?
Touche.
Sorry.
That is the best pun you could possibly come up with this late in the show. And then also in the 1970s, Rob Muldoon described Bill Rowling in Parliament's a shiver looking for a spine to run down.
And was not kicked out.
So come on. This is what I'm talking about, right? The whole thing's such performative nonsense. He was not dismissed. Maybe because when it's really clever, like you just can't go with you need a spine. That's too weak. You need a shiver looking for a spine to run down. That's pretty good.
Sure. Good on you.
Good on you, mate. High five. Well done, Rob. And well done, everybody who's been a part of Trending for today. Really appreciated sharing these stories with you. The most popular news stories in the country that they were as well. Taylor Swift reigns supreme. Who would have thought? Who's going to be top next week? Join us next Friday from 9. We'll find out then.